All right, are you tired of those tutorials that kind of just scratch the surface? Today, we're doing something different. We are building a complete, portfolio-ready, decentralized app on the Stellar network, right from the ground up. So, you ready to create something you can actually show off? Let's dive in.
Yeah, let's forget about all the abstract concepts for a minute. The goal today is super practical. We're creating a tangible, impressive project that you can literally add to your portfolio. Think of this less like a tutorial and more like a blueprint for building your first real-world dApp. Okay, so every good quest needs a map, right? Let's start there. We're going to get a high-level view of the dApp we're about to build and its core features. What's the destination?
First things first, what even is a dApp? Well, you can think of it as a web app where the blockchain is the backend. But the key difference, the real game changer, is decentralization. It means users control their own funds directly, through their own wallets. There's no central authority, no middleman, it's just them and the network.
So this is our map. We're building a token dashboard, and it's going to have 5 core capabilities. We're talking wallet connection with Freighter, viewing your XLM and token balances, sending payments, interacting with a real Soroban smart contract, and even seeing a live transaction history. Seriously, by the end of this, you'll have a handle on all the essential skills for dApp development.
All right, every builder needs the right tools, right? You can't forge a sword without a hammer and an anvil. So, before we write a single line of code, let's get our development environment set up. A solid foundation is absolutely key here.
Now, our most important tool, our key to the kingdom, is the Freighter wallet. Think of it as the secure bridge between our users and the Stellar network. And here's the crucial thing you have to understand. Freighter signs transactions for the user. This means our app never, ever sees their secret key. And that, my friends, is fundamental to dApp's security.
Okay, now for a little bit of magic. Instead of going through a super tedious manual setup, we can use a simple prompt just like this one. And poof! It scaffolds our entire React project, it installs all the necessary Stellar libraries for us, like the Stellar SDK to talk to the blockchain, the Freighter API to talk to the wallet. It even configures our build tools automatically. It's awesome! And this right here just illustrates the power of setting things up this way. The buffer polyfill. Oh man, this is probably the most common trap for new Stellar developers. It's this annoying browser compatibility thing, and trust me, it can be a real headache. But with our approach, it's just handled. Automatically. No fuss.
Okay, our workshop is ready, our tools are forged. Now it's time to start building the core components of our dashboard. We're going to tackle each feature one by one, really mastering the elements of a full-stack dApp.
So let's kick things off with wallet connection. This prompt here creates what's called a React hook. It basically handles everything we need. It checks that the wallet's installed, it has functions to connect and disconnect, and it stores the user's public key once they're logged in. It gives us total control over wallet management, all from one neat little package.
Okay, pause. Before we go any further, we need to talk about the golden rule of dApp development. You have to burn this into your brain. Never, and I mean never, under any circumstances, ask a user for their secret key. Your application should never see it, never handle it, never store it, period. So you're probably asking, well, if we never ask for the secret key, how do we get anything signed? And that is a great question. This is the secure flow. First, we build the transaction inside our app. Then, we convert it to Stellar's XDR format. That's just the compact, standard way to package updated for the network. Then we send that XDR over to Freighter. Freighter pops up, asks the user to sign, and then it sends the signed transaction back to us so we can submit it. The secret key never, ever leaves the safety of the user's wallet.
All right, next up, let's show the user their balances. This prompt creates a component that does a few things. It takes a public key, it reaches out to the Horizon API, which is basically Stellar's front door to the ledger, and it fetches all the account data. Then it displays all the token balances, and it even handles the loading and error states for us. Pretty slick.
Okay, now for the really cool part, smart contracts. This is the heart of any modern dApp. This prompt here generates a component that lets us talk to a simple counter smart contract running on Soroban. And Soroban, by the way, is Stellar's super powerful smart contract platform that's built for serious scale. So our little component will fetch the current count from the contract and give us a button to call the increment function. And of course, the whole transaction gets signed securely through Freighter.
Okay, quick recap.
We've built all the individual pieces, right? We've got wallet connection, we can display balances, we can send payments, we can talk to a smart contract. It's like we have all the Lego bricks. Now it's time to assemble them into our finished masterpiece.
So, to get all our different components to work together smoothly, we need something like a central nervous system for our app. In the world of React, we use something called a context for this. This prompt creates a shared space where any component in our app can easily access crucial info, like the user's public key or the network connection, without us having to pass it down manually everywhere.
And here it is, the final assembly. This prompt is the grand finale. It lays out our entire user interface. It takes all those components we've so carefully built and arranges them into a clean, two-column grid using Tailwind CSS. This is where it all finally comes together into a beautiful, functional dashboard.
So our dApp is built. It's working on our local machine. But the quest isn't truly over until we share our creation with the world, right? So let's look at how to deploy it so that anyone, anywhere, can use it.
So, you've got a couple of paths you can take. Option 1 is the simple path, using a service like Vercel or Netlify. I'm not kidding. You can get your app online in less than a minute. You just connect your code repository or literally drag and drop your project's build folder. It is incredibly fast and easy, perfect for getting started. But for a truly decentralized application, there's the unstoppable path, IPFS, the Interplanetary File System. Now, deploying to IPFS means your app itself lives on a decentralized network, just like the blockchain it's talking to. What does that mean for you? It means it's censorship resistant. No single company or entity can just decide to take it down. Okay, before we wrap this up, there is one last, absolutely crucial step. You know that saying, with great power comes great responsibility? Well, it's true. Let's quickly go through a final security checklist to make sure we're doing right by our users. Think of this as your pre-flight checklist before you go live. We've already hammered on some of these, like never, ever handling secret keys. But the others are just as important. You always have to validate user input to prevent bad transactions. You have to test everything thoroughly on the testnet first. And you need to handle things gracefully, like what happens if a user just decides to cancel a transaction. Your app shouldn't crash, right? These little details make a huge difference.
And there you have it. We've actually done it. We've gone from just a simple idea to a fully functional, full-stack deployed dApp. You now have a solid blueprint to go out and build your own decentralized applications on Stellar.
But look, this is just the beginning. You now have the tools, you have the knowledge to create your own amazing dApps on the Stellar network. So the only question left is, what are you going to build next? The possibilities are literally endless. Happy coding!